Hi guys, we're back with another episode of Two Little Black Girls podcast.
Episode 49.
Yeah. So as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button right below. It's super easy, just click it. And also in the description bar, you'll find links to our blog, our Twitter, and our Instagram, so you can get more daily sort of notes from us and pictures and more imagery about things and stuff and places and items we bought.
Right. So, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Alicia. And yeah, let's get it started.
So, the topic we're discussing this week is when to speak up and when to stay silent.
Yeah. It's a good topic because it can apply to so many situations,
It can apply to so
big
many
or small.
Situations. I don't quite remember how I came up with this topic, but I think it's in relation to the work environment. Just, like when you're a employee, there's certain lines that you have to follow and certain boundaries that you can't cross. So sometimes you may see some shady shit going down, but you may not be in a position to say something,
or to going down on you or
going down on you or going down on someone else or everyone simultaneously. Yeah. But you may feel like saying something is the right thing to do, but saying something can put your job at jeopardy, for example, or put your relationship with other people at jeopardy.
Yeah, also in those situations in the workplace, it's also hard if it's not clear who you can say something to. Some places don't make it clear. Like some places of work, they have their HR. This is where you go to for complaints. Right. If it's not that black and white and something that's happening that you might want to speak up on and it's work related, then you might feel like, who can I say something to, because I feel like A, this is unjust, and B, someone should address it. This shouldn't be swept under the rug. And then there's also the thing, like, if I say this to this person versus this person could take it one way, and this person could take it another, but this one has more authority, and this one doesn't have as much authority, but this one has more influence. There's, so many different things going on.
Because that's a good point that you make, that there are people who don't have, like, a title of authority, but they have a certain position within the organization that gives them that implicit power. Yeah. So if that person's your buddy, that's a good thing to have. But if that person is not your buddy, it's not so good for you.
Yeah, I know at my old place of work, there are a lot of things that I wanted to speak up on. Yeah. And in my nature, I'm not a confrontational kind of person. Right. So I'd be
unless someone in the club is spilling their drink on.
I guess so. Yeah. If someone's ridiculous, getting ridiculous for a spilt drink, dude, you are like, this place is tight. Anyways, I'm not a confrontational person unless you're like my sibling, like a family member, or that's just my personality. So in the workplace, I pick and choose battles that are worth fighting for, and I rarely choose a battle.
You like to keep things nice and even.
Yeah, if there's
no, I agree.
There's no reason to rock the boat that much, and it's not so terrible. Sometimes it is terrible, but it's just a matter of is this worth saying something about? So I don't know.
I try to keep that in mind. I feel like the last time I addressed something at work. So I'll keep this real vague because we don't know who may be listening. But a new policy was implemented at a job recently, and I was against this policy, and I know for a fact that other people are against it, but it just appeared that only me and maybe a small group of others were actually voicing that we didn't
to each other or to someone else?
In the staff meeting when the policy was brought up. So so after that happened, now that makes me hesitant to address policies that I don't think are right, because I know that even people that agree with me are not going to chime in and show support. And those kind of things annoy me.
Yeah.
Because there are respectful ways and disrespectful ways to address policies or to address things that you don't feel are right. And I feel like, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, if you're complaining about something a lot behind closed doors and then you're presented in a formal setting an opportunity to voice your concerns, you should hop on that opportunity.
Or if someone else gets the ball rolling for you, that's another comfort zone. It's not just you. Someone else is going to speak up as well.
Exactly. So, you can't complain about, having too much work and having to stay late and blah, blah, blah. And then when you're given more work, you don't even, question it. Not to say that, obviously the boss is the boss and they're gonna... Though. I understand, but then it's when you reach a certain stage in your career, you have to understand that you are a skilled professional. They didn't bring you up out the street. Yeah. They brought you because they value who you are as a professional and they believe you have certain unique skills that other people don't have.
But that's a matter of you understanding your self-worth.
Yeah, and a lot of people, especially in my industry, in social work and nonprofit work, a lot of us don't understand our worth as workers because, I guess, in the general job market, we're not seen as important as, doctors and lawyers. So people what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
There's a word for it. They start to believe in that they're not as important as other workers and that they're not as able to have a say in certain policies that are implemented that's going to affect them more than anyone.
But I don't know if that's an industry thing or just an organization thing. Because
I don't know.
At my old place, I didn't feel a certain amount of value. And there were things that I wanted to speak up on, but I didn't always, just because it was a fine line. Trying to navigate office politics is a thing in its own. So, I don't know, I feel like starting brand new, and I had a degree, I interned places before, and I had something to offer them, as well as my, gung-ho attitude. But in the end, I didn't feel like it was, the value was, I thought, I had an idea that I was worth more, but then when I see other people being treated differently, which is another thing I would try and speak up on, it's hard, because, do I bring it to my boss? Do I bring it to the immediate boss of everything? Do I bring it to someone who's kind of dealing with HR? It's so many different, it's nothing was clear. I don't know, I just feel like it's hard to decide, at least in the workplace setting. I mean, there are things that if it's salary related, so even those moments people find it hard to speak up on, but there are certain things where that you should at least try and say something, like salary, or I don't know, new policy about work that wasn't original when you signed on, you know? Different things like that, I feel like you should feel like you should be able to say something about, but obviously you don't go about it the wrong way. But then there are other things where, I'm not sure if I know a good example, when you shouldn't say anything, at least in the workplace, what is it, a dress code thing, or
No, it wasn't a dress code thing, it had to do with it was gonna increase our workload.
Oh, okay.
So prior to that, we had a staff training, and there was this whole section about self-care, and people opened up and they were they feel they always have to stay late, and they kind of feel like there's this implicit pressure that you can't leave directly at 5, and they're having dreams about work because they're so stressed. And then here we are at staff meeting, and we're getting this new policy implemented that's gonna increase our workload. In all honesty, it didn't increase my specific workload as much as I thought it would. But granted, it's an extra thing. So if you're already voicing that you're stressed out and you're now getting more work, shouldn't you at least question, how did you guys, i.e. the boss, how did you
come to this decision?
come to this decision?
I feel like you should be
why
allowed
do
to
you
ask.
feel? Yeah,
If it's especially if it's in a forum setting where
right,
where it's allowed to, like, discussion, then I feel like you should be able to bring things up. Like in my new place, we were talking about new office policies in a forum discussion. He's like, I want this to be a discussion, so it's not like, here it is and that's it, black and white. It's like, here it is, what do you guys think? And I like those kind of things. Not every office is going to be like that. Not everyone cares what you have to say. But you should be able to say some things if it directly affects you, I feel.
Yeah, in a respectful way, but, you know, I don't know. But then what other settings can that apply to, like,
a lot
outside of work?
Like on the subway or on the street. The other day I was on the subway and I was just thinking this one person was very rude. Like I was standing to get into the car and it's like me and a couple other females and I like literally the train pulls up and I'm standing like right in front of the door, so I'm like moving off to the side to let people out so I can go in. But this guy literally comes up from behind me and tries to like push past me to get into the car first just so he can sit down. And I'm like, dude, first of all, what happened to manners? Aren't you supposed to be like the male that lets the women sit first? And then in those situations, I'm like, should I have said, like, chill out?
Like excuse me,
like,
sir.
You could have at least said, excuse me, like, dude, I just came, I have a giant bag with me. Do you not see that I'm a female carrying heavy groceries? Can't you, like, let me on the subway, on the train first, and let you trying to push past me to get the first empty seat? Like, you're so rude.
And was this today?
This was yesterday. I had, like, my laundry and stuff with me.
Okay.
And I'm just like, why do you have to be so rude? Like, you have a backpack, you're a young dude, and you're just trying to get on the train. Like, this guy had to at least been, like, 18 or a little bit older.
Are you serious?
And he's, like, bum-rushing me, like, trying to sneak past me. I'm like, what is your deal?
He's a child.
I'm like, that's something I'm like, is that worth saying? Like, where's your
when someone,
manners?
like, bumps into you on the street and doesn't say excuse me, like, should you say, like, you could say excuse me? Like,
sometimes, yeah, you can say that. It's just, like,
you
when
don't want to get cut across your face.
It also depends on what kind of mood you are. Like, if you're in an emotional mood and then someone else is doing something annoying, sometimes you're just like, oh, like, you either, sometimes you don't say anything, you make an exasperated noise or give them a look. Other times, like, if you're in a mood, someone does something rude, you're like, excuse you, or like, you know, you can say, like, you could have at least said please, I wasn't gonna take the seat, like, you know, like, I don't know, something like that. Like, sometimes you want to snap back and just be like, oh, I want to say something, but other times you're like, you know what, it's not worth it.
You don't know how other people are gonna react. Like, they may react with, oh, I'm sorry, miss, like, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Or they may react like, what you said? Like,
yeah.
You don't know what it's gonna be.
Like that girl at the club was trying to be ridiculous. Like, that's another.
But then when you stepped to her, she got so quiet.
It's like, when the speak up moment. I kind of...
Well, we should retell the story.
Yeah. You tell it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, was it last
summer? Yeah.
Okay, so last summer, Alicia and I went to the Woods one Saturday night. The Woods is this, like, club. I guess it's a club bar.
Club-y. Yeah.
Club. You know, you gotta wait online to get in, and there's music, whatever.
Yeah.
So, in Williamsburg, and the Woods, like most dancey spots in Williamsburg, gets very, very crowded at night, and to the point where, you know, people are basically, like, you can't be anywhere in the woods without touching at least 3 other human beings. Yeah. Especially when you're dancing. And we were dancing, like, right in front of the stage, and in the woods, a lot of people like to get as close to the stage as possible. I don't know why. Yeah. But it's like
just,
a
like,
thing.
Exhilarating for them.
Yeah, I guess people like to dance on the stage and be seen. Yeah. Whatever. So we're dancing off the stage in front of it. So these 2 girls and their guy friend walk past us, and they were saying some shit. I think they referenced that they were, like, high on Molly or some other sort of drug. Okay. And they had, like, drinks in their hands. So they push through the crowd, walk past us, and, like, are dancing right behind me. So Alicia is in front of me, and and then, like, the girl's dancing behind me. So I guess she had her drink, like, real close to my shoulder.
I think I remember telling you, like, watch out, or, like, pointing towards her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you told her, like, oh, watch out.
Or
you gestured because it's loud.
Yeah, I was like, can you just be careful, like, just to, like, note, because it is a packed place. And nothing's worse than going out and having a drink spilled on you. That happened to me once. It was terrible.
Oh, yeah, and we had to dry
I had to dry off in the bathroom with a hand dryer. But anywho.
So she gestured to the girl to, you know, tell her to be careful so she doesn't spill her drink on me. So, and then I hear the girl turn to her friends and she's like, I can't believe this. Did you hear what she just said to me? She said to, like, watch my drink. Oh, my God. This is, like, ridiculous. Like, and she was just going on and on about it.
I know. So, like, what is her deal?
Like, did you see her doing it? Or did I tell you?
I think you told me, because I couldn't hear everything, obviously, because it was loud. But I heard, like, they were looking back at us like we were I'm like, what? Like, I just asked, and I did it very politely.
Yeah, it was, like, literally 2 seconds. You, like, pointed to her, and then you were, like, flipped your arm, like, oh, watch your drink. It was, like, such a nothing interaction.
Like, it was just, like, not a big thing.
Yeah, and then she, like, got so upset over it, so then I told Alicia, and then Alicia, I think you tell her, and then she keeps going. No, yeah. I tell you, and then she keeps going on, and I'm like, let's just, like, leave before that becomes a problem. And then you step to her. So like I said, we're in front of the stage. So there are 2 little steps that go up to the stage. The girl is, like, standing on the first or second step. I can't remember. But when Alicia walks up to her, she's, like, towering over the girl. She's, like, towering over her. And Alicia's, like, on the ground. The girl's on the step. She's, like, as tall or taller than the girl. And then she goes, like, just so you know, I was just telling you to watch your drink so you didn't spill it. Something to that effect. I remember you said, just so you know. Yeah. I remember that part.
Because, like, I think there was also, I'm not remembering it all the way, but there was something else she was saying, or she was being really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like, alluding to us saying something else. She was like, she thought we were also trying to do something else to her.
Something like that. Something I don't know.
She was just being a dumb drunk girl at a club. And I don't know, and I usually don't bother with people like that. Right. But in that situation, I don't know. I guess I had a mood in me.
It just got to you.
It got to me. Because I'm like, why are you making this into a big deal? I was trying to prevent a thing.
Right.
And then she starts going off and, like, assuming all these other things.
Right.
So I'm just like, before we leave, I'm like, excuse me, just so you know, like, I was just asking you to watch your drink. That's it. And then she's like, oh, okay.
Oh, she backed down so quick.
I was just like, because I could have taken her. Like, honestly, like.
Of course.
Like, for real, though.
There was no question.
She was tiny and.
She was high off Molly.
Yeah, and, like, I don't need to get myself into those situations.
No, you definitely don't want to catch a charge.
But yeah, like, in the club, like, there are certain situations you don't have to speak on because people are just intoxicated beyond belief, not in their right mind.
Right, and you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah, so, like, sometimes, I mean, not that that was the best move to make, but that wasn't a terrible move, like...
No.
Like, sometimes you just want to speak up. And sometimes you just gotta let it out.
Exactly, so you decided to speak up, and she decided to back down.
Yeah.
See? Like...
She wasn't going to do not a thing, though. She wasn't going to do jack squat. Because...
And she had 2 friends. You only had 1. She decided, let me
2
just
friends.
back on up real quick.
I was not looking like a thug either.
No.
I was very polite. I just had maybe a little bit of a tood when I approached her. A teeny bit of a tood.
You were like, just... I wish you guys could visualize what I have in my head right now.
It was very, very casual, though. I just,
it was. But the image of you, like, being tall as her or taller, and she's, like, on a step, that was just, like, so funny to me.
Yeah.
She was, like, she didn't know who she was messing with.
Yeah, I guess she might have thought, I don't know what she thought. Maybe she thought I was going to leave them alone. And I didn't leave him alone because she just kept trash talking us. I think that's what annoyed me. She kept
just like
going
on and on and
like saying all these other things. I'm like, why?
Just calm down.
Yeah.
Nothing was even going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's one example of
Another
where you have to make that tough decision.
Like those, and also those decisions are very like split second too.
Right.
You don't have a lot of time to mull it over.
Right.
It's either you do something or you don't do something. Meaning you say something or you just leave it alone.
Right.
Like who wants to be that person 10 minutes later?
And you're like, I should have said that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, like, with that happening, would you hesitate to do the same thing in the future, or would you do the same thing
and honestly, in the future? It depends on the situation.
Uh-huh.
If I was already upset about something and this girl is just making it worse by being, if it was the same scenario and I was already upset, I might have done the same thing. Just but I wasn't aggressive. At least I wasn't aggressive, really. I wasn't aggressive at all, I don't think. So I might have, but it also depends. Like, if I wasn't upset and it's like this girl's being an idiot, then I probably would have left it alone. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like I was upset then either, but for some reason it just irked me.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, when they act entitled and act stupid and no one ever says a thing to them, it gets on your nerve to the point where this one entitled person happens to catch my tude.
Right.
And that's about it.
Right. I agree. Like, you have to be in a particular spirit in order to speak up. Yeah, and it's like you said, it's usually when you're very, very, very annoyed. And I don't know. See, so like I said, like, I'm hesitant to speak up again at work, at least not in, like, a staff meeting forum. Like, maybe in the future it would be one-on-one. Because I feel like at my job, like, I feel like every week at my job I'm learning about, like, different dynamics, and I feel like it's best to just stay even keel in the public forum, and then if I have a grievance, just address my boss directly and privately, and that's how, like, I'm gonna address things in the future.
Yeah, as long as you learn the best ways to handle your speaking up or not speaking up, then that also helps you better determine when and how much you should say. Right. Okay. But, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, how would you speak up to someone if they were, like, a friend? Or, like, a romantic person?
A romantic person? Yeah! What if your friend is the romantic person?
It could be a friend, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. Like, sometimes, like, my friends, to give an example, one friend has this boyfriend, and sometimes the boyfriend is really moody. Oh, yeah? And it's, like, acts really, like, random. Like
what?
Like, he'll have a paper due, but, you know, he has, like, a birthday of his family member that he agreed to, like, throw a party for. But then the friend that's dating him, like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna help you set it up, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, the boyfriend waited to the last minute to do the paper, so now he doesn't have enough time to set up. So now the girlfriend has to do most of the setting up, but the boyfriend's being upset about it because it's their family member, and it's like, well, shouldn't you have planned this out better? Like, so, like, when should you feel comfortable? I feel like you should feel comfortable enough in your relationship to speak up about things that you want to speak up about. Like, you know, if you're being ridiculous, like, you know what, we agreed to do this, and you have your paper. Okay, understand this is delayed, but you can't expect everything to still be your way. Exactly. Now that you kind of messed up everything.
You procrastinated, and so, like, he's upset that she volunteered to do it herself. Yeah, he has the paper. Yeah, but why would he be upset about that? Like, he doesn't have to do anything.
It's his family member, and he wants to feel like he's contributing. But it's like, if you can't plan your schedule out better, then I don't know what you want to happen. Like, do everything last minute?
If he's upset about not contributing, then find a way to contribute and still do your last minute paper. Yeah, it's not impossible.
Yeah, that too. It's like, but the sometimes it feels like some personalities are so specific that they get so angry about little things. I'm like, well, if you can't have a conversation about this, then maybe this relationship Isn't that good? Like, if this person's always gonna get upset about it, and you can't like speak up about like, oh, well, I feel like you're being like unfair. Like, I understand you have your paper to do. Go ahead and do it. But I need to like, if you want this to actually happen, we already said we were doing this, then I'm gonna have to help you. Like,
right.
You gotta have a conversation about these things.
See, that goes back to our discussion last week. When you catch feelings, you have to tell the person what your feelings, or else they're not gonna know to not do it in the future.
Yeah. So full circle, guys. Gotta know those things beforehand. Or what about a friend that's doing a friend dirty?
Like
when do you speak up? Like, say, like you had a best friend that was, let's not make it romantic. Let's have a best friend that, you know, either was like stealing from someone, from another friend that you knew, or either it could be stealing, or it could be just like, you know, pretending to be their friend and talking trash behind their back. Like, when do you speak up in those situations?
I don't know. I haven't been in situations like that since middle school. I remember my group of friends in 8th grade, right? There was 4 of us. So at one point, there's me, L, D, and N, right? So at one point, L and D got into something. Like, for some reason, they stopped liking each other. I don't remember. Or there was tension. Like, we were still a group of friends, but there was, like, tension between them. So Elle wanted me to, like, sleep over, like, one weekend, right? But she didn't want D to. And D and N were kind of, like, really good friends, so she felt like she couldn't invite N without inviting D. So she invited me, and so we were gonna leave to her house directly after school on Friday, right? But D and N ended up coming home the same way as us. Or was it just D? It might have been just D, because N lived in, like, Soundview. So it was... So D and N kind of both lived in the valley, but they lived... Oh, this is, like, getting really Bronx. So let me not use specific neighborhoods. So L and D lived in, like, the same neighborhood in the Bronx. So I don't remember if we planned it before or if it just happened that way, but, like, whatever. L and D lived in the same neighborhood, and I live, like, in a neighborhood next to it. So we would usually take the bus together, but I would just have to transfer to, like, the 28 bus. So that day, we got off I think it was the 31 bus, and so D, like, we said goodbye. D and L walked towards, like, their house, and I walked like I was going to the 28 bus. And then once D, like, got out the line of sight, L came back, picked me up, and we went to her house. So in that situation, I was feeling like I was in the middle, but then it was like they had all this, like, I think D and L had tension from, like, years before.
No, this is just middle school.
This is just middle school, I know, but, like, because we... No, because this is 8th grade, and we've all been in the same school since 4th grade, but we've all been in the same class since 5th grade. And in my middle school, like, group of friends changed literally year to year to year. So 8th grade was, like, the first year us 4 were, like, a friends group. So I think L and D had all this tension, like, that was undercover from 5th grade, and for some reason that I don't remember, in 8th grade it, like, came to a point where it bubbled over, but they were still friends, but there was this, like, tension, and none of them really wanted to address it. So anywho's, that's the thing. So anywho's, we had this secret sleepover. And I don't think she ever found out, but whatever. So, like, that's, like, what was the original question?
When to speak up to friends if friends are doing dirty things.
So some people can look at that and say that it's dirty because we had this secret sleepover.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be a group of 4.
Yeah.
And, like, 2 of us went off and, like, had this sleepover just because one girl didn't really, like, like the other girl at that point.
Yeah.
So, should I have told D and N that we were having a secret sleepover? Should I just went along with it like I did? Should I have tried to, like, bring them back together? Or try and hash it out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
See, it's hard, I feel like. Especially if you have the same allegiance. What if you didn't have the same allegiance? What if one person was your best friend and the other person was just a friend? So I feel like it's difficult, because, like, I don't think I've never really had that much drama in my life in terms of friends. Family's another story. But in terms of friends, like, if anything of that sort ever happened, like, where a best friend or a closer friend did something wrong to another friend, I feel like I would, in middle school days, I would try and stay out of it. I wouldn't bother speaking up. Yeah. For me, I was not about the drama.
Right,
I did not want to be involved in anyone's things or get into any of those fights, because they're crazy.
Exactly.
They're crazy.
This is like the Bronx.
Yeah.
So you gotta tread real lightly.
Yeah. I'm like, nope, I'm not speaking up on Jack Scott, especially in middle school. I'm like, this is something I will just think is wrong. Maybe I'll talk to my grandma, my dad, or my siblings about it, and we'll just like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And that's about it. That's as far as it's gonna go. Unless it's like something like life-threatening.
Right.
Then that's when you should speak up. Like, you shouldn't keep to yourself, or at least say it to somebody, like, might say it to someone else. I feel like if it's like a big life or death situation.
In middle school, there was so much.
Like someone has a baby, or like someone's pregnant.
That happened all the time, but that was on Front Street.
I remember my Wife and Kids episode.
When what?
When Raven Simone was a friend who got pregnant.
Okay.
And, like, the girl, she didn't want to say anything, the daughter, but she was like, oh, you can't tell my parents. But then she's like, we have to. And then she told her dad, and then her dad convinced her to, like, say something to her friends to get her to tell her parents. So I feel like certain situations that are really, like, dire, you should try and at least get an advice from an adult if it's, like, young, youthful situations and you're not sure what to do. And just bounce off. Because some of them, they might need help.
Right. I feel like, in retrospect, I feel that way. When I was in middle school, telling parents is a no-no. Because that will definitely get you in a fight, for sure.
That will get you in a fight, for sure.
Especially because things like pregnancies and all of that comes with it was, like, so commonplace in my middle school, so I'd be telling on everybody. Yeah. If that was, you know.
That's true.
So, I don't know, because there were a lot of things, like a lot of people who had older boyfriends, so.
What do you mean older? Like high school?
We were like 13, max 14 in 8th grade, people had boyfriends that were like 17, 18, 19, 20. People had boyfriends that were like Bloods, Crips.
Never in my life.
People had baby, but people were usually like open, like, oh, I'm pregnant. Here's my belly. Like,
they were kind of happy about it.
Yeah, and like sometimes even the dads will be like, oh yeah, that's my baby, blah, blah, blah. You know. So that was never like a secret. You know, people would tell. Everyone would know when a fight was gonna happen after school. Like, oh, so-and-so's fighting today. Everybody's gonna wait. So no one would tell the teacher, but everyone would know. Yeah. So, like, maybe that's, in retrospect, maybe teachers should have been notified, especially since...
But in a middle school setting, you can't tell
You can't tell either, because then you're gonna be in a fight the next day.
If it's traced back to you...
Yeah, that's it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in a fight in middle school. Maybe once, and it wasn't really a fight. Like, this one guy got mad at me for something. I don't know why. And he pushed me, and I was like, this was in the middle of class, too.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what is his problem? I think it was partially because he liked me, and I did something to offend him.
Ooh.
So, that's what I think, anyways. Okay. But, I remember he just pushed me in the middle of class. I'm like, dude, what's your problem?
Him?
No, like, he was trying to push me over, but I was not going down. Yeah. And then, because he was not a big boy either. Yeah. He was, like, a small boy. And then the teacher was like, what is going on? Not at me, because she knew I wasn't a troublemaker. The kid got in trouble. But I was like, what in the world? Wow. Why is this kid trying to push me? I was like, this is not...
No.
Like, that's when I speak up, you know, if it's about me. Like this kid
this boy
this kid just
pushing
pushed me for no reason. But middle school and elementary school and even high school, those are so different than, like, real life.
Exactly.
Yeah, like adult life or anything.
Because in your adult life, you can easily, for lack of a better word, escape situations you don't want to be in. Whereas in middle school, high school, you're trapped in that school till whenever your parents decide they're going to transfer you or until you graduate. Yeah, so you have to make moves a little differently.
Yeah, you gotta be scrappy.
Yeah, you gotta be scrappy.
Especially if you're in those, but not even the hood schools. Like, schools like in the suburbs that are super cliquey and have those bullies that are like still just as crazy as the hood schools. Like, gotta be careful there and be scrappy there.
Exactly.
Stick to your group of friends.
You don't want to be the one that's hated, because in my school, if the class collectively decided that you were an outcast, they would treat you like garbage. And I've seen a lot of people, because I went to a really, small middle school. So I've seen people come in and out of the outcast role. But when you're in that role, you just make your life like hell.
Yeah, I remember in middle school there was like a couple outcasts. I always made sure I was not one of the outcast people, but there were a couple of outcasts, and I just remember them like I always felt bad because I knew I would never say anything or do anything, but I was like neutral, like with Switzerland, whatever. I was Switzerland. I did nothing. Like I didn't do anything in their favor. I didn't do anything against their favor. If they did talk to me, I would be very nice, but I would keep the conversation short.
If we were in like a project together, we'd be like, whatever.
I'd be friendly and keep the conversation short and friendly, and that's about it.
Right. I was the quiet girl. So people expected neutrality from me. So I use that to my advantage. Like, I don't speak in general, so I'm definitely not going to speak on it.
But I think I was considered a quiet, smart person that just like you don't want to bother her, you don't want to do anything really to her because she's fine. Like she's not going to do anything. Over there in her world, she's doing her stuff, not in a nerdy way, not in an annoying way, not just in like she's just being her.
Switzerland.
Switzerland basically.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh my God. So happy that's over.
Politics of middle school.
Yeah, it's rough. Why was it so rough?
I do remember it being rough. My dad would always pick me up. He would pick me up and drop me off every day. Like, I only really started taking the bus in high school, and I was like sophomore year.
Like once every blue moon, you'd be on the bus.
I'm like, I'm taking the bus today, guys.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But I was on the bus. Morning and evening. The bus in the morning and the evening. Chaos. Fights on the bus too.
Yeah.
No.
There was also a free bus by my school, and everyone would go crazy trying to get into it.
A free MTA bus?
Yeah.
What?
Like it would start at our school, and basically everyone just flood onto the bus.
What?
And they're like, "Oh, let's get on the free bus." And basically people would try and like pull open windows to jump in.
What?
And on the side of the bus. Just like, I was like, what's going on?
But didn't they get Metro cards?
Yeah.
I guess some people got the 75 cents.
Some people get the half fare.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there was the free bus, and there would always be like fights on. It was just a bus full of kids, and I'm like.
Wait, it was free just for your middle school or just for...
I think it just started there and it was free.
What?
I don't know how it worked out, but there was it was a couple of them that would, at the end of the day, they would come by and you could just get on for free.
Oh, wow, never heard of that.
So I remember it was like, oh, let's get the free bus.
Oh
and unless they were just
But where was it going?
Long and normal, it was a 26 bus.
I was not known for that.
It was just a regular 26 bus. Maybe they were calling it the free bus, but everyone would flood on it.
That 26 bus, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember there was a riot on the free bus once.
Oh, yeah.
And people, like, broke windows. We had to get off the bus. Because it was too shit. I'm not moving! Until you get off my bus!
I've seen only fights on the 28 bus. I remember one time this old lady and this young girl got into a fight because people get so upset when the bus
doesn't exist anymore also.
I know, it's a 38 now, right? Why?
I don't know. What was the point of that? Anyway.
A lot of Bronx references in this episode.
Yeah.
This episode's dedicated to the Bronx. Anywho.
BX.
is, yeah. So people get really upset when the bus is crowded. Like, FYI, if the bus is crowded, other human beings are gonna touch you.
Yeah.
There's no way to avoid it.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like people in your space, lady, don't take the bus. So this old lady got upset because I guess this girl's back was touching her back. So she was like, "Excuse me," and the girl was like, "But like the bus is full. Like there's no way for me to like not touch you, whatever." And the girl had a bun. This old lady, I remember she had long fingernails. She dug her fingernails into this girl's bun and dragged her down.
How old was this old lady?
I mean, granted, I'm like 16 at this time, so maybe she looked older to me than she did. She had to be in her 60s because she looked like, okay, like, you're an older woman for sure. Mm-hmm. Glasses. I think she had some gray hair.
What was her ethnicity?
Well, it's the 28 bus going down Gun Hill Road. She's most likely a West Indian woman, being that this is the 28 on Gun Hill. So, so she
her fingernails.
Yes, and dragged this poor girl, and then the girl, of course, fought back because this is Gun Hill Road, and they were just fighting. It was so bizarre.
It's crazy.
I mean, she was certainly sprightly.
A young 15-year-old girl, just because her back is touching you. Yeah. She should got arrested.
Because you know those old ladies on those buses, it's like
mean mugging.
Chill.
Like, kid, this is not your chauffeur.
Exactly.
Everyone's paying the same $2.50, $3, whatever price. If you got your senior discount,
the $1.50 back then.
Yeah, you can get on the bus. We all paying our money to ride.
Exactly.
Why are you acting like it's
relax.
special? Yeah. That's a moment you're like, "Excuse me, old lady. Move your hands from my bun. Speak up."
Oh no, she dragged that poor girl down to the ground, and then somehow they got back up, and then the girl started fighting her, and then the bus driver stopped. We got to get off.
Yeah, I hate when that happens too. Just because, like, fight. It's a little entertaining. Then you realize, wait, I'm not getting home until the next bus.
I know. Exactly. And if it's a cold winter's day,
yeah, you're stuck outside.
Who knows?
Waiting with the whole bus full of people.
Exactly.
For another bus.
With all that traffic on Gun Hill.
Yeah.
Oh.
So many memories. So yeah. Yeah, the guys gotta just think carefully when each situation is different, granted, when you need to speak up versus not speaking up. It's all about what it's worth to you. Mm-hmm. And if you see any value, like, sometimes someone won't listen in the air of their raise. Like, that Subway dude, if I said something, excuse you, like, I don't think he would have taken it to heart.
Yeah.
Or thought about his manners.
Sorry, miss. My bad, miss. Yeah. Something like...
Yeah, something just generic.
Yeah.
But, you gotta figure out to you what's best and what isn't, what you feel is important and what you feel doesn't need to be spoken on. But some people just like to speak about everything and will say anything and everything if any opportunity.
And that could be as annoying too.
Yeah.
But moving along
to lighter, more poppy things, bubbly things, pop culture.
Yeah, I want to talk about TV, but you haven't watched Wayward Pines.
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to.
Oh, well. For those of you that don't know, Wayward Pines is a new show on Fox, starring Matt Dillon, what's his name from Empire's in it? The daddy, Terrence Howard's in it. Juliette Lewis is in it.
Yeah, I think I read something about it too.
Yeah, because it's based off this novel series called Wayward Pines as well, and it's like a mystery drama. The mood of it is very Twins Peak. It has a very Twins Peaky vibe, and it's apparently, according to my friend who's read the novels, the genre is sci-fi.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see where it goes. The first episode was good. The first half of the episode was all build up because it's the first episode, and then it gets cray the last like 15 minutes. So I think it'll be a good show. Matt Dillon's pretty good actor.
Yeah, I like Matt Dillon.
Terrence Howard is kind of funny in it to me.
He's always kind of funny.
Yeah. Juliette Lewis is doing her same old Juliette Lewis thing that she does, and I'm excited. Watch it so we can.
I will put that on my list. My list of stuff. I'm trying to power through. I just caught up with The Walking Dead, and now I know everything now. Still trying to catch up on Orphan Black. I just started True Detective, even though season 2 is going to start soon.
I need True Detective to come on, like, Netflix or something, so I can finish it.
Yeah, I don't think any HBO shows will be on Netflix for a while.
Or ever, because they're coming out with their thing.
HBO thing, yeah. What is?
Oh, I'm watching The Strain, which was...
Yeah, that FX show.
The FX show.
It looked weird. I remember seeing commercial for it. I was like,
Yeah, it's basically a zombie vampire show. But the narrative is more like a viral outbreak. Like, the main character is a doctor for the CDC. It's, like, bad good. You know, when something's, like, real budget and the storyline isn't that original, but it's, like, super watchable for some reason that you can't put your finger on.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay.
It's not like a maze. It's not like Walking Dead. It's not a deep storyline. The acting's not, like, amazing.
But for some reason, you want to keep watching.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And it's, I think it's directed or produced by Guillermo del Toro, so maybe his flair is what's keeping me.
Maybe it is his style.
Speaking of Guillermo del Toro, the trailer for Crimson Peak just came out, and that's the new movie that he's directing. I guess it's not coming out till October? Wait, no. Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, it's not coming out till October, but they just dropped the trailer, and it looks really interesting. It stars Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, yes, and I believe he has his English accent in this.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah,
Jessica Chastain,
Mia Wasikowska. I thought it was Wasikowski.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like she shortens it. Sometimes those actors shorten their names.
Oh.
You know, make it more pronounceable. Starlet, billable.
It looks very like Tim Burton, but not. It's very creepy. The cinematography and the set design is amazing.
Looks 80s style. It looks like that.
Yeah, the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like an 80s style horror poster.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be good. I'm probably gonna watch it.
No, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna say I'll pay just yet. I have to watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer. It looks like a payable movie.
Okay.
There's a lot of payable movies coming out that are in my genre, like a little sci-fi.
Yeah, I like a little sci-fi. I like to watch interesting. It could be shows or movies. Whatchamacallit. Tomorrowland. Yes. That's a bit sci-fi.
That's a lot sci-fi.
Even though it's Disney.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it looks really. I like the trailer. Some people were hating on it in the comments.
Really?
But I'm like, this looks good.
Yeah.
Like George Clooney's in it. Hugh Laurie's in it, and then a couple other people. There's that one girl. Her name is Britt Robertson.
Is that the young girl in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's dating Dylan O'Brien.
What? She looks like a baby.
She's not. She's
Oh,
not.
just
She's
looks
like,
young.
yeah, she might be his age or a little older. Cause
How old is he? 22 maybe?
I feel like he's like in his early 20s, and she's around the same age. Because I used to watch this show on CW that she was in.
Okay.
And she was like that. She looks this really young.
Oh, well, she hit the jackpot. She
I
got
know.
Dylan O'Brien. She's in a Disney movie
Apparently-
with George Clooney.
Apparently, he's a jealous boyfriend.
What? She said that?
No, well, because I was on Netflix the other day, or last weekend. I was watching this movie that she was in. It was like an indie movie that was about this girl who, it's based off a book. And it's about this girl who, like, apparently slept around or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was with Christian Slater and some other, Justin Long and someone else. It's based off a book, and it has a really weird ending, and I forget what the book is called, but it's like a young adult book. And she was supposed to do press for this movie. And apparently, when I was researching it afterwards, like, she wasn't doing press for the movie at all, like, afterwards when filming was done. And they had, like, worked around her schedule because she really wanted to be in the film to shoot it. But apparently, like, she started giving interviews, like, she wasn't going to promote it. She, like, went against the contract because she had just been casted in Tomorrowland. And also, she was casted in some other, that movie with Clint Eastwood's son that's coming out or just came out, like Longest Ride or something.
Oh, okay.
And he looks way older than her in that, but she's old enough to be doing this love. It's like a love romance Nicholas Sparks movie. But anyways, yeah, she like apparently was giving interviews. The guy who was the director of it, he was like, I think the reason she didn't do press is because she just got her breakout role. Like, she was becoming really popular. She got hired by Disney. Disney told her not to do it because Disney doesn't want their stars promoting certain types of movies, and she was like risque in that movie, so they didn't want her having that association.
Disney is
crazy. And then apparently like he said that she said her boyfriend was jealous and like had this problems. Like, she was also filming that Nicholas Sparks movie, and he was jealous of her because like he doesn't like when she's like with other guys and all this stuff like that, and she's had all this drama going on, which was like not allowing her to promote the movie. So
I don't believe. I mean, could be true, but I believe the Disney thing more, and maybe she used the jealous boyfriend thing so that she wouldn't have to say the Disney thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, I could picture Dylan being a jealous guy. He seems too nice, but then again, you never know. Nice guys can be cray.
Anyone could be cray.
Yeah.
That's true. Huh.
But the movie itself, Tomorrowland, looks really interesting. Yeah. The trailer looks good.
I want to see it Friday.
It's coming out, this Friday, so I'm excited.
You have to go see it. The Williamsburg Theater, though.
Yeah, you can go to Williamsburg Cinemas. And then was there anything else you're looking forward to see?
Aquarius, the David Duchovny show on NBC. That's like the show that I want to watch so bad. Like, that's gonna be my summer show. My summer show. I think, yeah.
No Big Brother.
Well, yeah, but that's like...
That's always... Zach Attack being a dummy.
What?
I don't know, he just seems dumb. Like,
he is dumb.
Like his Instas and his tweets.
I haven't seen any recent...
Like, I don't really go on it, but sometimes, like, I'll just be like, oh, Zach, yeah. And go to search him and I'll look it up. I'm like, what is he doing?
Well, I know he dropped a song.
I didn't listen to that.
I don't remember. I listened to it. I don't remember how it sounds. And he was doing some promo. You know, they always get paid to do appearances. And I think he was trying to start a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah, what to do. Milk that money. Frankie is unfortunately thriving.
Yeah. But it doesn't hurt that his sister is, like, signed and is touring. So, you know.
True.
Connected and all that.
True.
What else am I looking forward to? I saw a bunch of trailers online. I want to see that Beach Boys biopic. Actually.
Oh yes, I saw the trailer. It does look good.
It looks good. So I want to see that.
I love Paul Dano.
Yeah.
He's very like silent and deadly kind of actor. Like, he's not doing anything unless it's some good.
Like, it's like a meaty piece that he can sink himself into.
Yeah.
That looked good. There's also this movie with Mark Ruffalo. I like Mark Ruffalo, and I like his movies, especially his independent ones. So I forget what this one's called. I think he's in it with Rosario Dawson, and he has like bipolar disorder or something. But it looks pretty interesting. It looks like a nice little watch.
Okay.
I wouldn't pay, but I would watch it.
I feel like he would be good in like a True Detective type thing. Like
he
a
would.
Suit and a grayish background.
Yeah. I think he would do well in that too. What I haven't seen is the Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to see that.
I kind of don't want to. I'm not really into the whole Marvel thing, honestly. It doesn't excite me.
I like Marvel to an extent, but this Avengers didn't excite me. Like, I'm excited for X-Men. When the next X-Men movie, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't think... Is X-Men Marvel? I can't remember. I think is it DC? I don't know.
I don't know, girl.
But I'm excited for X-Men though. That I'm not gonna lie. They rewrote history, and that was like, whoa.
Okay.
I was like, that's crazy.
I mean, I might give it a go. I have to see the trailer, see if it's something.
Well, I don't know if the trailer is done yet. I don't even know if they're done shooting the second one, but I'm excited. When it does come out, I will go see that in theaters, because I was like, I didn't see the X-Men First Class, or no, the X-Men Origins, whatever, Days of Future Past. I didn't see that in theaters, but I watched it online, and I was like, man, I should have saw this in theaters.
So I like
that.
I don't know. I want to see Jurassic Park in theaters.
Yeah, I would see that. I like Chris Pratt.
I kind of want to watch it in 3D because my friend was like, he went to see Avengers in 3D, and when they showed the Jurassic Park trailer, it was like amazing.
I think that's the movie you probably need to watch in 3D like, because it's dinosaurs.
Yeah, I want them coming at me like, rawr,
Even though when I watched Avatar in 3D, I was not blown away.
Really?
No.
That's the only good part about Avatar.
It was a little pretty, but some people's eyes don't see 3D the same way as other people. And I don't think I was getting whatever I was supposed to be getting. I was
you were getting the blue.
I was getting the vibrance, but I was like, I feel like I should be getting more. I don't know.
You had high expectations.
Yeah, I had really high expectations.
And they weren't met.
They were plummeted when I went in there. I was like, what is this? Why did I pay like $25 just to watch? I could have watched this in 2D.
$25 only for IMAX? Wow.
Well, I don't
Things
think
used to be cheap.
I didn't do IMAX. I think I did 3D.
Yeah. Oh. They're different.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't do it in IMAX. You gotta do it in IMAX.
I gotta spend $30?
Yes. It's probably more now. The last time I went to IMAX was probably Avatar. So if it was $30 then...
I don't know how much. I just remember it was 20. So it was the high 20s. I'm like, really? Like these glasses were even.
That was 10 years ago. Imagine them.
Was Avatar 10 years ago?
I think so. Let's Google.
It had to have been like 4 or 5 years ago.
No, it was. Come on.
Yeah,
it was not.
Right.
2009. Oh no. So it's like, what year are we in? Ago. 6. Oh wow. Let me see AMC's IMAX prices.
It's like, well, that is great. I cannot. Mad Max, I heard, is good, actually.
Really? I haven't even seen the trailer for that.
I haven't seen it either, but I heard it was good.
Okay.
I don't know how much.
We're gonna investigate IMAX.
If it really does cost $35.
That cannot be IMAX.
$21?
That can't be.
It says IMAX 3D.
Real 3D. That can't be it.
Maybe it is. Maybe you think it's way overpriced. I remember it was like, maybe it doesn't include
21.
tax.
Oh, so IMAX is 21 and real 3D is 18. That's it?
So that's not terrible. How much is a regular ticket then?
A regular ticket is $14.99. Oh, it's not that bad. Might as well splurge, get your IMAX on.
A $25 ticket with tax.
I mean, because, okay, when you order sushi from Seamless, you could pick your seat? Ooh la la! Okay, well, this is worth it. Then you know you're going to get a choice seat.
Wait, did they print out seat numbers on those IMAX tickets
The tax is only $1. $22.99, and you get to choose your seat.
Do I get
That's
popcorn?
worth it. No. How much do you want? How much do you want out of life?
Because this movie didn't cost you that much.
This $1 billion movie didn't cost me that much.
You can make it back. You're gonna steal my money to watch this in 3D.
But you get to choose your seat, and this is, AMC.
I get to choose my seat when I pay regular price too. I just show up early. That's all I gotta do.
True, but then you don't get the visuals. You don't get to see it popping out at you. And
I will commit to the dinosaurs in 3D. I don't know what else I would commit to in 3D. Okay. Fast and the Furious.
Star Wars.
Yes.
I would.
I think I would. That's Christmas, though. Isn't it?
It's December or something. We don't know the exact date yet, I don't think.
Sometimes, 3D ruins it for me. Sometimes my eyes hurt. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to one in a long time, so I don't know what my adult eyes
Because the
feel.
original 3D used to be those glasses with the red and blue.
Oh, yeah?
Those would hurt my eyes. Like, I don't see anything. It's just red and blue. It's like you have to put it on a certain moment and there'll be a hologram.
In the theater?
Yeah.
I don't
Those
know.
red and blue paper 3D glasses.
Well, I remember seeing them on TV, but
no,
I don't know, maybe I haven't been to that much 3D in my life.
When I was little, I remember that's the first 3D I experienced. And that makes me sound old. Like the red and blue
are old,
paper glasses.
We are old.
Oh my God. Scratch and sniff.
Let's not run through all the things that make us old.
Okay.
Alright guys, we're gonna end there.
Yeah.
On that note, scratch and sniff is our final word.
Yeah.
We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.